Oh, what's up, my boy?
What up, bro? What's good?
Chilling. Finally good to get you on here. You know what I'm saying? You want to introduce yourself real quick?
Yeah, bro. I had to. Let's do that. I had to make sure I got this 3-miler in and do my push-ups for today for Memorial Day. So I had to represent for the fallen brothers and sisters. Had to get that in. But yeah, yo, what's up, everybody? My name is the Marine Rapper, aka TMR. 10-year Marine Corps veteran. Served in Iraq and Afghanistan. I actually hail from Newark, New Jersey. My family's from there. Everybody's from the East Coast. So much love for the Garden State. And I moved around as a military brat, and every male in my family has been in the Marine Corps. So I did a lot of moving around. But like my first home, my first love is out there in the Garden State. So much love to everybody who's tuning in from there. And yeah, that's about it. That's me in a nutshell.
Yeah, it's dope. I had no clue till today when you told me that you were originally from Newark.
Yeah, bro.
So that's pretty dope. And obviously you lived all around the world, and obviously the Marines and shit like that. And you're an artist too, obviously the Marine rapper.
Yes,
So
sir.
at which point did you find your love for rapping and being an artist?
I've always been like a creative person and a writer, but I didn't really start to get into it like until I started like battle rapping, like freestyling. And that was like big when Eminem came out, everybody was battle rapping. Like you had to have like if you're a rapper during the Eminem like era, like that time you had to be like a full MC. You couldn't just be like today. There's a lot of artists out there who just do a track and they don't perform live. Like you have to be able to freestyle and you have to be able to like put some bars together like off the top of the dome. When they say off the top of the dome, it's like right now. You feel me? So that's what really started it for me was the battle rap culture and getting into that, the early battle rap. And then after that, I kind of like paused on it because when you're in the military, you really can't do that. You can't focus on it. And then I got back into it when I started to get out because I really was like, oh man, I really like this rap stuff, and it's just interesting, when you put words together and be like, hey, how can I say the same thing that somebody else is saying, but like in a more creative way? It's like a puzzle, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, how can I say it the freshest way, Because hip hop to me is like style in all ways. Like it's a culture. Like whether you're putting words together, you're putting clothes together, whether you're putting, your kicks, your house, everything, whatever you do, hip hop is about style. So it's like, yo, who could style the words the best? You know what I mean? So, and who could be the most original? And I notice a lot of times today, and which sucks, there's not many people today who like live what they actually say. Like me, you know how it is being military. If I was
that's
to say,
why I was like, yo, this is mad gangster. Like you're saying, like you don't think about it because we're not taught to think like this on screen. But when we think about the rap music we listen to or like the shit we listen to, like like that's that.
Yeah.
We don't think about the same. But when you were talking about run through doors and like all this stuff, like yo. The way you put it was just sound mad fucking hard to tell.
Yeah.
Like
Thank you, bro.
Because like I don't know how many people are doing that. Like saying honestly, like taking those experiences and putting in it because it is just as real as these people who grew up in these other areas.
It is like gangster rap, and what's so crazy? I actually met Ice-T.
Yeah. Okay.
And Ice-T, it's crazy. Yeah, Ice-T was Army dude.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he was in the military. Yeah.
Yeah, he was in the military, and it's crazy because he has both of them. He has the gangster lifestyle, but also the military. So I was like, yo, Ice-T, what are you going to say to, the young cats who are trying to make it? And he's like, I don't care where you come from. You could be like a skateboarder or a gangster or whatever, but as long as you're real and authentic, you will get respect in hip-hop.
Yeah.
As long as you're real.
And when did you start this movement, though? When did you start, like, turning it into, like, being an artist and really just like growing your everything? Because you got the military musician, you have your group, the Space Force. You
Yeah.
You got like a lot of different things going on.
Yeah. So let me start with this. So like when I first got out of the Marine Corps, I went to school in LA. I learned how to do music production. So I record myself and all that, kind of like engineer it and all that. I'll do my own like early editing. I'll send it off to a mixer, but I'll kind of engineer it how I want to engineer it before I send it off. So I have a degree in audio production as well as music business. And then when I was in school, I ended up meeting another Air Force vet. And when I met the Air Force vet, he was actually in metal bands. And I'm like a bit, growing up in California after my dad moved, I am big into like, grunge and metal and all of that. And I was just like, how can I mix the hip hop with the grunge? And then, Ice-T, he has a metal band too. So it's like, how can I mix both things up together? And that homeboy who was in the Air Force named Brian Spencer, he was like, I got all these trap beats, but it has like a guitar on it. Can you do something with it? And then he's like, also, there's a whole thing with Kaepernick kneeling and stuff. Can you say something about that? At the same time, I was like, he's like, I got this concept called Star Spangled Banger. And it was dope because like when you work with a producer and like we actually produced it together, he was like, oh, do this, do that, do that. You know what I mean? I took care of the lyrics, but he put the guitar here, he put that there. And I was like, oh, bet. And then I was like, oh, Star Spangled Banger, my AKA. And then I did that. And then once I did it, it took off because it was like, yo, this is a black man's perspective of America. He's patriotic, but at the same time, he's still black. So he has to deal with the issues, back in the hood. He's looked at like, like a criminal all the time. I walk in the store, you know how it is. You walk in the store, they think you're gonna steal something, stuff like that. And so it's kind of like me describing the duality of that world. Like, hey, I served my country, but when I came back, they still look at me as a thug. You know what I mean?
And that goes all the way back to World War I, II.
Yeah.
So that's always been an issue. There's poems about it, there's stories about it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So that's always been an issue.
It's crazy, bro. And so like that was the school thing, and then after that took off, and I was like, oh, okay, this is bet. I know that's my thing, like talking about my real experiences as a black man serving in the military, because nobody was doing it, like really talking about it, like out in the front. And then that's when I changed my name to the Marine Rapper because everybody's calling me that anyway. My first name was Sonic because I run fast or whatever, but then I changed it. Yeah, that's kind of silly.
Yeah, that's funny as hell.
Well, that was my second name. My first name was Mantis, like the praying mantis, because my hands are big. And then I changed.
You're fast. Okay.
Yeah, Mantis, like that. But then I changed it to Sonic because I run fast. And then people were just calling me the Marine Rapper, and I was like, man, this is sticking, so I just need to go by that.
Yeah, it just kind of stuck.
And then dropped 5 albums, and I was like, hey, I started talking to people, and some people would like it and some people wouldn't. And I was like, oh snap, it would be dope if I opened up a label for people who don't even like rap, if you like rock or country or whatever. And then people were just like digging that idea. And then I got with a nonprofit that kind of like helped me cultivate that idea, which is called Bunker Labs. They're a nonprofit that helps you like cultivate your idea. I got accepted to the program, got a free office space and everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I started linking up with a whole bunch of vets out in LA. And then we put together this compilation album after a while, like after a couple years after that. We raised $14,000 in 3 weeks and put the album out. And now I got the label, everything's military, everything is veteran, like even the beats are veteran, every single thing. And then, yeah, it's crazy, bro. His name, actually, he's out there. You need to interview him. His name is Killer Vic. He's a Marine Corps veteran, but he makes those boom bap, authentic hip hop. Yeah, he makes the class. He can do anything, but you need to get him on the show because he can make that raw hip hop, that guardian, like a lot of your guests, your MCs and artists, they'll dig his beats. That East Coast sound. He's in New York right now.
Has like the military, like any like the military itself, reached out to you to work with you, or?
Yeah. So like low key though, you know what I mean? Like not because because I do a lot of political stuff, so like kind of like low key. Yeah, kind of. There's like a conflict of interest sometimes, so like low key, or I'll refer somebody to them or something like that. But like they're like proud of me, but it's kind of like it's political, Yeah,
you have to draw the line, especially if you art, stuff like that.
And I'm not
this question, but might as well ask it real quick.
What's up?
I love the Medal of Honor rap. Is there a remix in the works for the new Medal of Honor recipients?
Yeah, I'm always down to do stuff like that. I do also do like battle diss, like I diss people and stuff like that. Like
you diss people?
Yeah, I don't even care, bro. Like
who you dissing?
Who am I dissing? I'm about to diss Joe Biden tomorrow.
Okay, that's funny then, because someone just asked us then. I wasn't gonna go there, but since you say that, where do you lie politically? Like far right Trump supporters or pro-black? Okay, that question's kind of weird. Pro-black leftist. You get a lot of this?
Yeah, I get a lot of that because like I'm pro-black. I'm black as hell. You feel me? Like I'm black. but like there's certain issues I'm pro-gun. I don't want nobody to shoot me. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to have a gun. I'm pro-gun. I'm pro-life. I'm glad my mom didn't abort me. You feel me? Like, there's just certain things that I agree with on the conservative level, but there's certain things that I agree with on like leftist or moderate. So I like that Kaepernick gets the kneel, because that makes me feel better when I stand up during the anthem, only because the anthem means something different to me, because I did funeral details in the military. You feel me?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you feel me? So like when I explain it to people, they're like, oh, I get it. You know what I mean? So they're like, so are you against Kaepernick? I'm like, no, I'm not against Kaepernick. It's just, it's different for me. You feel me?
Yeah.
And another thing, and people go, oh, I'm pro Biden, I'm leftist or whatever. I'm like, I'm happy you are, because I like when people have a choice. You feel me? I don't want anybody to feel like they don't have a choice. Like if I could say you want hamburgers or hot dogs, and I pick a hamburger, you're like, okay, that's cool, or a hot dog, that's cool. But if you're saying there's only hot dogs today, I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I'm assuming you're dissing Biden because of the whole you're not black.
He said I ain't black. What? You can't like what? How he's gonna tell me about my identity? America. Let me say this too. Like, it's real fucked up that America already tells black people they don't have an identity and they have to assume a certain identity. Like, we're always from the hood. We're not educated. I got 3 college degrees. My brother's a doctor. My other brother's a personal trainer. My sister, she is doing welding. She actually literally is manufacturing items for the COVID-19 relief. My other brother's in computer science. You know what I mean? So it's like, and we all come from the hood, but nobody would know. You feel me? But because I'm well-spoken or whatever the hell that means for a black man, like, you know what I mean? There's all these stereotypes and shit, and I don't fuck with it. I just don't fuck with all that, you know? So it's kind of like, I just don't like how people put people in boxes. You can like this, you can like that, you can like, you know what I mean? Like, just because you're white, that don't mean you don't know hip hop more than me. You could. You get what I'm saying? You feel me? I know you don't. You get that?
I think the issue too, like obviously he said with Charlemagne, it's like, it's like these Democrats go on there and they kind of like, I don't know. I feel like they feel like they gotta act or say certain things.
Yeah, they gotta fit in.
Hillary, what did Hillary do last year? She said did something with hot sauce or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like, she keeps a bottle of hot sauce in her purse.
Yeah, and now Biden does this. So I don't know. Maybe it's that platform that they feel like they have to, like, like, I don't know.
Hillary, if you like white food, you like white food. If you like black food, you like black food. If you like Mexican, you like Mexican. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I live a hip hop lifestyle everywhere. You feel me? Like, if you're real, I don't care where you come from. You could come from the burbs. If you're real, you're like, yo, listen, I grew up really well. I didn't struggle at all. My dad, I went to college, this and that. My dad was always employed. My mom was always employed, but this is me. Yeah. I respect that. You feel me? Like, but if you're trying to fit in, just to fit in, that's stupid. Like, I'm not gonna come on your show and be like, oh yeah, like I caught all these bodies, this and that. You feel me? Like, I'm not gonna do that because that's not true.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I think it's about that platform.
You know what I mean? It's about they're trying to cater to Charlemagne. Charlemagne don't care about them.
Nah, Charlemagne's gonna clown him afterwards for saying it. Yeah. Like Donkey the Day type shit.
Like,
so moving on a little bit.
Yeah.
So obviously, Space Force album dropping Friday. Does Donald Trump owe you a check for creating the Space Force, or did you come up with that name first?
He owes us 3 checks.
Like, y'all were the Space Force first.
We were Space Force a while ago. Like, when before they made Space Force, like, we were already Space Force. Like, so, like, when the rumors were coming around and stuff like that, we were already Space Force. So yeah, we deserve 3 checks.
I was like, this man, he's got to cut the check because y'all were the Space Force. He could have, like, brought you guys on board for the logo. You know what I'm saying? So you guys got an album dropping Friday. So what can people expect from the album? Okay, so Space Force album is not like military. It's more like a sci-fi. It's like, if you listen to it, you can vibe, because, like, okay, one of the dudes is from the South, so he has that bounce. You know what I mean? Another dude, he's from Colorado, so he's a chopper. So D-Cure's that chopper. The South dude, he has the bounce. His name is Topher. And then me, I come from, like I told you, I come from Newark, so I got the bars, I got the lyrics. And who's part of Space Force with you?
Yeah, us three. Yeah, it was. So it's us three. It's TMR, me, it's Topher, and then it's DQ. So three people, like Beastie Boys, kind of.
Yeah, and like, and again, even away from the military stuff, you just dropped an R&B song.
Yeah, again, that's another thing too that I'm doing this year is moving a lot from away from the military stuff because I already gave y'all that. I want to give y'all something different, so I did an R&B song. She's actually a Marine, but like we didn't want to talk about it at all. We wanted to do just some like sexy, R&B
Yeah,
stuff because everybody.
it was a little raunchy.
Oh, you heard it?
Yeah,
It's a lot raunchy, bro.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but you feel like you're abandoning your base by
No,
shifting away from the military music?
no. It's kind of like McDonald's how like they have cheeseburgers and fries, but then if you want, you can get an apple pie, like that.
Okay. Do you feel like the audience is gonna go with you because that's what they're used to from you? Like, how are you getting them to come with you still?
I know they're gonna go with me because they like me.
It's you. You're the personality.
No, I'm not oblivious. I know they like me for like they like me more than they like my music. I know that. I'm like a new Mr. T or something, you know what I mean?
You got to come out with the 100 chains. You know?
Yeah, I already got the Mohawk, bro.
So how did you originally come up with all your branding and start like building up and get to where you are today?
So I got a lot of experience in marketing and public affairs. So I was like, if you saw the movie Full Metal Jacket, you seen that?
Yeah, of course. Well, yeah.
So Joker, I did what Joker did. I was a reporter, but I was with the grunts though. Like, so I got attached to the grunts and I learned how to tell their stories. So imagine I'm like the only black dude out there with infantry dude, and I have to learn how to talk to them. So that means I have to market to everybody. So in doing that, I realized how to talk to every type of person in every type of situation. And then after I got out, I started being aware of what I was doing. So the reason why I got a red Mohawk is because the Marine, you see our uniform, the Marine uniform has a blood stripe on the side. That's what it stands for. And then like people just I started just having like certain things. Like I would wear this jacket and somebody was like, yo, what's up with that jacket? Where's the jacket go? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And I was just like, oh, I just wore it one day. They're like, no, that's your thing. This like jacket right here. You feel me? And then like I wore this glove one time and they're like, where's the glove at? And I'm just like, what? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, I just listen. So my brand is like listening. It was like crowdfunded kind of.
But then when you take that stuff off, do you feel like you're saying they don't recognize you or you're not you because that's so like closely attached to you now? Like you said, they're like, where's the jacket? Where's the glove?
I still feel like I'm me. If I want to be like low key or try to be low key, I'll wear a hat. But I still feel it's me. But like people, you got to give fans what they want. If you're a public figure, you're an entertainer, you should be able to be there for them because like it's not only music for me. For me, I have people coming up to me asking me recruiting questions, like should they join, like what was it like over in Iraq, Afghanistan, all that type of stuff. So because of that, I feel like I have a responsibility as an artist. And I feel like another thing too, doesn't matter if you're military or not, I feel like everybody should have a responsibility for the art that they put out and the personality that they put out to the listener, because those fans, they listen to whatever you're saying. And depending on if you're saying the right thing or the bad thing, they are going to take that information and go and run with it. So as artists, we need to be cognizant of what we're putting out there. So I feel like I owe that to my fan base. Okay.
And like, how do you answer that question? What's your experience like in Iraq and Afghanistan? I like when people ask me, I'm just like that, yeah, like just like that, literally. Like, but you're more expressive, clearly, because you do it through art. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I just answer it honest. I'll be like, hey, there's good and bad times. People died, people lived. Yeah. I was lucky. I lived because I paid attention.
Yeah, I would just try to say like it felt normal because everyone around you is doing the same thing.
It feels weirder here. It feels weirder back.
Yeah, because like when you're there, I kind of like say like when we're there, everyone around. It's like if you're in college or you're at some shitty job, but in that moment, everyone around you is doing the same thing, so it doesn't feel weird. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because you're living it, It literally felt more at home. Yeah, it's crazy. And were you doing the music while you were over there?
Not so much in Iraq. I was just freestyling and stuff. In Afghanistan, I actually ciphered with some of the Afghan interpreters. Like they were rapping, the Afghan dudes. They were like rapping. I didn't understand. They were speaking their language or whatever, and they're freestyling. But you could tell he had rhythm. He's like da 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 da. I was like, dang. We were like, oh, you know what I mean? Do the b-boy pull. We would do the b-boy pose afterwards and stuff like that, just messing around and stuff because we're in Afghanistan and joking and stuff.
I feel like music is universal. I feel like you don't necessarily always got to understand the words, like
no,
the rhythm and the energy and the flow, like of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was the emotion for sure. I knew he meant what he was saying. Like he was talking about where he came from. And you know what the crazy thing about it is? The hip hop that people listen to overseas is that the real like 90s, early 2000s. Yeah. They love Rick Ross. They love 50 Cent. They love Eminem. They love that hip hop. They don't, a lot of the like alternative type of stuff they ain't really rocking with. They rock with that authentic, like rocking the mic, lyrics, bars, straight up. If I say it, I mean it. You know, that type of stuff.
Yeah. How do you like so like all those videos you create, the military raps on your page, like what's the process going into them?
I'll come up with an idea. So like when I'm writing, I'll think of how I'm going to look on the screen. So I'll be like, okay, well, I'm going to look like A, B, and C on the screen. So I know I need to like write something depending, you know, I know I'm going to look right. So I'm going to talk about something that I'm looking right. So I infuse the visuals within my writing process, and then I record it, and then I film it, and then I'll add like little effects that will describe exactly what's going on at the moment. So for example, like I just put out a rap about bats, like the Wuhan bat, don't eat the Wuhan bats or whatever. And I knew in my head that I was gonna hang upside down in the video.
Oh, okay. So
you feel me? So I was just like, oh, so I'm gonna talk about the bats hanging and don't eat bats and all that stuff.
That's dope. I don't think I've ever heard someone say they use like the vision to craft the rap.
Yeah, it's now I'm at a point to where I want people to see it.
How does it feel like one of these military people comes up to you is like, oh, I relate to what you said, or thank you, or like you're saying if you're expressing something they can't?
It's overwhelming. It's really like something that's like, wow, bro. Like I can't even put it in words. It's like they're like, yo, because okay, this is the craziest story. So one guy reached out to me. He's like, yo, the last rap you put out was fire. That was dope. Like you made it sound so cool being a Marine. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, dude, you know what, matter of fact, I was going to join the Army, but I'm going to go back and join the Marines. I'm going to go to the recruiting office, right? He goes back to the recruiting office. He's like, hey, I signed up for the Marines. I'll see you in 3 months. He messaged me. He DMs me in 3 months. He's a Marine.
Wow.
He said I influenced him through my rap. And I'm like, what do you do? Like, huh?
Yeah. It's like you have like a different influence than the typical artist who maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like you have, it's just like a different influence. So you have like a certain power to you now. So like a responsibility. So I feel like for you, it's a lot to have that, you know? Cause like, I'm sure you didn't come into this thinking you're going to have like this power and responsibility that, like you said, as a public figure, you got to kind of exist with, you know?
Yeah. I didn't think about that at all. Anybody who gets into rapping and hip hop, they're like, yo, I just want to be the dopest MC. That's all you want to do.
Yeah.
But then after a while, you pick up this responsibility. You look at Eminem. You think he started like, I'm going to be the dopest MC ever or whatever. At first he's like, I just want you to respect me as an MC. But then it like evolved. You know what I mean? Then he became the torchbearer for all like white MCs. You know what I mean? Like, like what? And now he's like, now you don't even look at him. Now it's like he's one of the best he's in top 5s and he's one of the best of all time and stuff like that. Just because of the resume he has. So when you become an MC after a while, it's like things become your responsibility and you don't even expect it.
Yeah, I feel it's a little different for you too, though, because like, you know, when you're talking about an Eminem or another rapper, or the case would be, there's a whole bunch of them. You know what I'm saying? So the responsibility could be like, you know, divided amongst a whole bunch. Like, there's not a lot of people come from where we come from that are doing what you're doing. So like, there's not like a much of a diversing the responsibility. You know, like you have a lot more of it on your shoulders because who else do people turn to? I can't really think of anyone else that's like a military rapper or represent for military and doing it in the way you do, where you really represent it. You know, of course, the
Yeah.
ITs and other people were in the military at one time, but they don't represent it like that. You know.
Yeah, I just feel I couldn't live with myself if I was like, and another thing too, this is another thing, this is a very important thing, especially because it's Memorial Day. I don't feel like I was the like best Marine, like the best, like the most hardcore, most bad. I don't feel that way. And I'm like, yo, why did that dude die? Like, but not me. Like, I was not the dopest, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that dude died, but I lived. So I guess I have a responsibility to put something in my music about that.
Yeah, I saw the video you created. Yeah.
They should have took me instead of him, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why, like I said, like I really connected to like a lot of shit. When I first found you, I was like, damn. Like I was sending it to people. I was like, wow. Like it felt like different to hear the music that I like to listen to, like rap.
Yeah.
But actually something, because I listen to rap all day, gangster shit, this and this. But like I don't really relate to it. Like in a sense, it's more just like the energy to me, more fun, and I just like.
Yeah.
To me, it's almost just like a story because I didn't live that life. But what you're talking about, I actually lived.
Yeah.
So, you know, like, it does create, like, that relatability. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's different. But this is going to cut us off in, like, 2 minutes. So, like, what do you, like, what can people expect from you for the rest of 2020? Like, what do you got coming out? What are you working on?
Okay, bet. You can just expect a whole bunch of diversity. I'll be doing a lot of, like, non-military type of stuff. That song that I sent you, it's called On Your Body by Desire, and it's featuring me. It's just like a R&B song. We're going to actually do a whole EP just talking about like freaky stuff because relationships and everybody's feeling that way because we're all locked up, you feel me? So that we're going to we're going to do another compilation CD with all the military folks. I'm going to do another solo CD, and I'm just going to be out here grinding and helping other military musicians. Also, I got this thing called Military's Got Talent. And a lot of collaborations with the military and stuff like that, and helping those guys get out there. Not necessarily talking about military, but just helping out veterans and military and keeping the memory of these fallen troops alive. That's it. And I'm the Marine Rapper. You can find me everywhere at the Marine Rapper.
Hold on real quick. We got a minute and a half. So how can someone sign up for Military Got Talent? Or how can someone sign up for the Military Got Talent? Or is there
if you want to sign up for Military's Got Talent, email Raymond, RAYMOND @military. So email Raymond @military'sgottalent.com. That's how you do it.
And it's for anybody? Any kind of, or is it just
any kind? You could play the ukulele. I don't care.
And what is this going to be on, like a TV, or is it going to be like a?
It's gonna be a whole production. Right now it's gonna be virtual, but it will be like just like America's Got Talent, but Military's Got Talent.
And then you have the website real quick. Is it militarymusician.com?
Military'sgottalent.com.
Oh, military'sgottalent.com. So what's the other website you had that you put the directory up? Was that?
TheMilitaryMusician.com.
Okay, so I'll just try and give everybody your links real quick because you have a lot going on.
Yeah.
And we kind of got caught up talking about the other stuff, so I was like, I really didn't get a chance to talk about this. But we got 36 seconds left, so I'm gonna play a few seconds of your song while we close out the show. Is that cool?
Let's get it.
All right, cool. The Military Rapper, On Your Body. Desire. I heard, I was like, yo, this shit's a little dirty. Like,
I've been thinking that me and you.
It's gonna cut us in 17 seconds, so I'll talk to you later. Just let this ride out, yo.